Hi everybody, Bonnie here. I have missed you guys so much. I wanted to record a video for quite a while now. I just did not have the energy. I'm getting into a new routine after starting a new job and having to be there at 4 a.m. So I'm getting a new sleep pattern and it's all good. It's all good. I have less crochet time though. That's the downside. But you guys, I have some birds to show you today. I'll save the best for last. So I have this pattern, Carla the Goose, which is a free pattern, and I will link that down below. It's one of the Lion Brand Yarns patterns. It just has a number. I was seeing if it had like a name. But isn't that cute? It just gave me like Mother Goose fairy tale rhymes. Oh my goodness. Mother Goose rhymes. Mother Goose fairy tale vibes. And I was just like nostalgia, thinking of all the geese that you've seen in the 90s, the white geese with like the red bonnets or the red bows. Some of them were blue, the 90s blue, country blue. Blue bonnets on the geese and stuff. I don't know. My mom had some geese as decorations. So I just kind of wanted to make it, and I think it's really cute. I had this vintage yarn that my sister gave me because she got a great deal at a yard sale, and it's this Kmart sale. I don't know how to say it. It's totally vintagey yarn. It's not as soft. It's not like hard or anything, but it's just, I thought it would make a great goose. Light beige is the color. So yeah, Kmart. There are not any Kmarts anymore at all, maybe? I know, not around here. But anyway, this is the goose that I made. The beak and the feet, that is Caron Simply Soft. Let me check the color. Got a big pile of yarn on the table right in front of me to check the color. And of course I taped it. Oh no, I didn't. I didn't tape the color. This is called Pumpkin. And I think the colors worked great. And the collar is some kind of a vintage yarn. It's got a shimmer. It's pink, very thin, like baby weight yarn. I don't know exactly what yarn it is. She's not wearing a hat, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. So I did make the little collar thing, but I'm going to take that off so I can talk to you about the pattern. Now the pattern, like I said, it's free, but it's really wordy. I'm used to patterns that say single crochet or like SC, comma, INC, you know, single crochet increase. This one is like single crochet in the next stitch, 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Like it doesn't tell you just simply single crochet increase or decrease or whatever. And the pattern also wants you to chain after every row, which I don't do. I just continuously go around. So I did not chain how the pattern said to. Other than that, I made this one like the pattern said. And let me see, what hook did I use? I think it was a 3.75 hook for this. Let me check my pattern. I write all over my patterns. I like paper patterns. I can't do digital patterns. I print them off if I do a digital. Yeah, I used a 3.75 hook. And I'm sorry that the color is like off-white, so it's, you know, not gonna be the best with the camera. Oh, maybe. But it seems really holy. Like, I don't like that. And what you do, you start at the head and you go down. So this is one piece. This is connected. It's all one piece. The only thing you sew on is the beak, which I really didn't mind sewing on. But when you get to where you finish the neck, you chain and then you work around that chain. But it tells you to skip stitches. So I did what the pattern said, and there are some pretty, there you go, some pretty big gaps. Now granted, if you put the collar on it, the collar covers that, but I really wasn't feeling the gaps there. And the safety eyes are probably like a 4 safety eye, which they're okay, but it was kind of a guesswork when I put those in because obviously I couldn't close it up. I had to put them in early, and then they're a little bit off because I tried to center the beak. You can't really tell. I don't know, it's okay. It's just okay. It does not, this one does not sit. It does topple over. You could probably put a piece of cardboard or something in the bottom of it if you want it to sit, or like some beads or something. So I made another one because I was kind of bummed out. I really wanted a cute Christmas goose because I was thinking, oh, I can make a Santa hat for it. No, I'm not gonna make a Santa hat for this thing. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I might take it to church and let the girls play with it or something. I don't know. But anyway, I made a second one, which I am happier with. This is the second one that I made, and I do like this one a lot better. A little size comparison here. This is one strand of the vintage yarn, and this is 2 strands of the vintage Kmart yarn. I still used a 3.75 hook holding those 2 strands together. It's probably a number 4, that yarn, but there are no holes. And this is not wearing a hat either, or a bonnet, and I'll tell you about that in a second. The collar is okay, but I'm not gonna keep the collar on. This is Michael's Craft Smart. I think it's just called pink, or maybe it's called rosy pink. I think it's rosy pink. I tried to make a hat. Okay, I followed the pattern, and I know I followed it good. Even though I was tired, I like paid attention. This is what the hat turned out to be, or the bonnet. I didn't even bother putting the two strings to tie it on because it looks horrible. It's like a pink flying saucer, which is probably going to be one of Dingo's, the cat's, toys. You'll probably love it. Look at the hat. In the pattern, the hat is really, really cute. My hat, my bonnet, their bonnet. I don't know what I did wrong, but that's why I didn't bother to make a bonnet for the smaller one, because I'm not going to waste my time. It's just not going to have a bonnet. Yeah. So this one, I did not give safety eyes. I really like the just cotton eyes. And where it called to skip stitches right here, I did not. I slip stitched instead. Wherever the pattern called to skip a stitch, I did a slip stitch instead. And sometimes my count would be off. I don't know if that was because of the slip stitches or because I was tired, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, you increase it a little, you decrease it a little. I did miss a row for the feet, and I noticed that after I had it stuffed and sewn shut. So it should have one more row of the yellow, and that is Red Heart Super Saver. Let me check. It is saffron. That sounds fancy. Saffron is the beak and the feet color on this one. And the yarn just fell on the floor, if you heard that. But anyway, I really, really like this one. This is a good size. It's squishy. I didn't want to overstuff it. I didn't overstuff the other one either. Again, just sewed on the beak, which is super easy. And I have a goose. I probably will make a Santa hat and a little scarf for this cute goose, but it won't be what I thought it was going to be. It's not going to be like a 90s nostalgia goose. I was going to make one out of white after I tried out the pattern, but I've got other things to make, so I'm probably not going to do that. Briella really wants me to finish those My Little Ponies, so that's my next project. But yeah, and I think it's still cute. But when I was making that smaller one, so this is a cute goose, looks like a goose, I think anyways. When I was making this guy, before I had the beak on, I don't know if you'll be able to see what I see every time I look at this thing, but it was giving me pigeon vibes, like the neck of it. Before I had the beak on, I'm like, this looks like a pigeon. This is not looking like a goose. Even the body I thought was gonna be like fuller, and it's thinner. So that's kind of why I made a second one, just to make sure, okay, I'm gonna get a goose out of this pattern. And I did, but then I had pigeon on my brain. And a little bonus, I don't know, I'm gonna link the video if I can find one. of Bert from Sesame Street, like the vintage Sesame Street, who sings the pigeon song. That gets stuck in my head. So I had the pigeon song stuck in my head, and I'm just like, you know what? This looks like a pigeon. It does not look like a goose. So of course I made a pigeon. Size-wise, it turned out about the same, but wait till you see the face. I made a judgmental, angry pigeon. I don't know. I didn't set out to make like an angry looking pigeon, but that's just what I did, which is just like what happened. I love this pigeon though. I just love this pigeon. So what I did differently from the pattern is I added a couple of rows in the neck, and of course I have 2 different colors. This is Lion Brand Wool Ease in Oxford Gray. Yeah, it's Wool Ease in Oxford Gray. And the light gray is Vantage Choice Silver Heather. The beak was kind of giving me like Gonzo vibes from the Muppets. The yarn is this, which I don't remember where I got this. It was either gifted to me or Goodwill, maybe. It's very, very soft. It's a thinner yarn. I guess it's about a 3. It's kind of like the mandala size yarn. Very shimmery. So I thought, you know, that's what the beak's gonna look like with the white. And this is just, I think this is maybe Bernat Baby or something. This is a white, well, it's like almost white. It's like an off-white, but it's not cream. It's still pretty white color for the top of the beak. Now, I Google imaged pigeons because in my mind I had like this pigeon from the books. Let me grab a book. So when I think pigeon, I think of the pigeon. This is by Mo Willems. This is a library book actually, with the white neck, but that's not what pigeons really look like, and they're not really light blue. Well, I don't know. This is kind of like a light blue. They're kind of fierce looking actually. Even the beak, like this one's got a yellow beak. The beaks are like a darker color, which is why I chose the dark shimmery gray. And then I put some white on top there because they have white on their beak. The whole gray part of the beak is the same pattern as this, but then when I put this shape on this, I'm like, that's not like a pigeon. So, because pigeons have like pointy beaks, and I kind of just folded up the triangle in there and then slip stitched it shut. So it was kind of like a thinner, you know, beak. And then I just did a few single crochets of white over that and sewed it on. One thing I didn't mention when making the goose pattern is it does not tell you to stuff the beak, so I just stuffed the beak because I knew to stuff it. But anyway, I think it turned out okay with the extra rows there, and I did not, again, I didn't do the skip stitches, I slip stitched there. This is the same Caron Simply Soft, what was that, pumpkin? And the eyes, now pigeons have round eyes with a little round, like they have round yellow eyes with a dot of black in the middle, and I did not want to crochet like a magic ring of 4 or 6 or something and then sew it on because it would have poofed out, you know, it would have looked like goggles because it's so small. So I just stitched a couple of times with that red heart saffron, and then I put a slit of black cotton, and Briella says it looks like a dinosaur eye, which it totally does. It's a reptile eye on a bird. I might do cuter eyes next time because I'm probably gonna make another pigeon. I didn't give it any eyebrows. I was thinking about doing angry eyebrows, but the girls said no. They said it looks pretty funny like this. One thing I am going to make though will be wings, and then I'll stitch those on because, you know, pigeons have like a stripe or something. Like, I don't know how you would describe it for their wings, and this guy needs wings because he's still got a goose body. So I'm gonna make him some wings. Maybe I'll make him a little Santa hat. I should make him a Grinch. Oh, wouldn't it be cute if I made a tiny Grinch scarf and a tiny little hat. I don't know. But that's my pigeon. I really like the pigeon the best. And I didn't even set out to make a pigeon. I was trying to make a Christmas goose. And we got a pigeon. That's okay. That's why I love crochet, because you never know sometimes what you're going to end up with, and you can always change things and just do what you want. So all in all, I think it's a good pattern. If you want to make a pigeon, you totally could. It's a good base. The pattern is a really good base for a bird, because all you really have to mess with is the length of the neck. I mean, if you made the neck really short, you could get a chicken, you know, and do the right kind of beak for a chicken. If you wanted to, I guess you could do a swan. You'd have to make the neck a lot skinnier. You could make a duck with this pattern. So I'm going to keep the pattern, and I'll probably make some birds in the future. But yeah, oops, almost dropped it. It's my pigeon. Yeah, and I can't wait to give it some wings. It's going to look so cute. So that's what I have been crocheting. Geese and a pigeon. Yeah, tomorrow is Thanksgiving. So speaking of birds, we do not do turkey though in this house. We are vegetarian, so we get these, we call them chicken, not chicken strips. I might as well show you, because I show you everything else. So I'm gonna grab them out of the freezer. This is what we have as our meat. Just this plant-based. They're really good. Like they're actually really good. And then we have the usual cranberry sauce, which I need to make so that it sets, because the girls like it cold. And mashed potatoes, green bean casserole, stuffing. It's pretty simple. And the girls and Nick, they make homemade pumpkin pies, because I would screw it up, because I don't bake. I cannot bake. You guys, I can't bake. I can cook, but not bake. And I totally don't mind, because I really don't like baking, and I don't like cooking necessarily either, but it's gonna be an easy meal tomorrow for me. It's not gonna, I won't feel like overwhelmed with the cooking. And it's just gonna be the 5 of us. So yeah, and we have no snow on the ground. We have green grass in November. Like usually we've got feet of snow, but we should have at least a foot of snow on the ground, but we don't. Briella's sneaking by. Oh, we saw your shadow, but that was it. We saw your shadows. I mean, like 6 more weeks of winter. We got like 6 months more of winter. So I'm gonna go put these in the freezer, because I'm holding them and they're really cold. I do have almost all of the Christmas decorations up. There's one more bin that I need to put up, so I will show you guys our Christmas tree and decorations in one of these videos coming up soon. We also went to a tree lighting that they have at the mall every year, and it's sometimes like a few years Santa would go to the switch or whatever, push the button to light the tree, and it wouldn't work. There'd be a countdown, and then the tree would not light, so they had to count down again, which I loved. I thought that was awesome. But so it was a good show this year. I will insert a clip of the tree lighting to give you guys some Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving to those of you that celebrate it, and I will be seeing you soon. Bye everybody.
Are you ready to light the tree? Should we start?
All right, let's do a countdown here from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Santa Claus, for lighting our Christmas tree tonight. There it is, everybody. Well done, Santa.